Once Human is getting its brand new Season 9. We'll go over all the new details there, everything that's included in that new season. On top of that, we just had a new Mid-Autumn Festival, a recent patch and bug fix for 2.1.4, and then last up we'll go over some stuff that you should claim now before they end, as well as a whole bunch more. What's up, World Utopia here, back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things Once Human. Okay, so first off, yes, we are getting a brand new season, Season 9. This was showcased here with the new Battle Pass and new Lightforge Loot Crate, where they say the new Season 9 Battle Pass and Lightforge Loot Crate arrive October 15th, featuring a build system upgrade, underwater combat, and more exciting content. So pretty insane there, we're getting some additional things to the building system, even though it's already got a ton of upgrades. That underwater combat will be super interesting. Once Human has a ton of stuff underwater, but it's really not utilized, so I am glad they're finally making use of that. We'll have to see if that ties into some sort of event, but they have been teasing this one for quite a while. We might even see some new POIs added for underwater caves or mini dungeons. I am hoping for an underwater dungeon. We have needed a new one for quite some time now. Also, alongside this update and showcase of Season 9, of course, they do show off some teaser imagery here for the Season 9 Battle Pass and the Lightforge Loot Crate. Now, another reference here we do have is from Weibo. They actually do detail the exact names for the Battle Pass and the Lightforge Loot Crate. Now, given the translations, this could actually differ. We've seen that before, where in China it's called Forbidden Zone, and in the global regions it's called Raid Zone. But they are calling the Season 9 Battle Pass Heartthrob Spectrum, and the Lightforge Loot Crate is being called Ashes of Desire. Again, those both do go live on October 15th. And also, we do have some more teaser imagery here other than what they gave us on the Twitter. So again, this does come from Weibo, and they show off some subtle imagery here for the Battle Pass, which do include both the male and the female version right here. And then they also show off the Lightforge Loot Crate, again for both the female and male cosmetic, which does very much tie into Ashes of Desire. Again, these names could definitely differ when they do come to global. And even another example of the differences there, in the China client they actually call these Starforge crates, where for NA it's called Lightforge Loot Crate. So a bit of a difference there as well. On top of that though, we also did get a brand new event called the Happy Mid-Autumn Festival. So as you can see here, really all you have to do is log in to get these rewards. And that does include a new hairstyle Wishbringer, as well as a shop coupon. We have some people already showing off the new hair, so really cool there overall. And as I mentioned, you just log in to claim them, so it's very easy and simple there. Next up here, as I did mention, we got a brand new update for 2.1.4. These were bug fixes that applied to all scenarios as well as Raid Zone separately. So this first section here was actually for all modes, Raid Zone, and Standard. So global fixes across the board there. They have gone ahead and fixed the building flicker, which resolved an issue with distant structures. The cradle skin display now works. Animal pathing has been addressed. Crafting stations that were stuck in certain spots, specifically the disassembly bench black hole and the smelting furnace crystal lattice, where essentially players could get stuck on those. The golden accord unlock has now been resolved when you do purchase that. It wasn't auto unlocking. Furniture can now be linked appropriately with certain sunlight hearths, which those pieces couldn't be linked, but now they can. Territory visibility issue has been corrected, where territories didn't display on some devices. I do assume that was for mobile. PC, specifically the controller building lines, have been fixed. That's where water/power lines couldn't connect when using a controller. I also have this question asked or basically brought up every single video. Does mobile have controller support? As I know right now, it currently does not. I do believe that's for fairness, as the mobile players do have their very own servers, ones you cannot access and really can't even see on the PC platform unless you sign into your mobile and then actually join into those, and it will not let you play. You also aren't able to emulate. In fact, I almost had a sponsorship with BlueStacks, which was going to tie into Once Human, but once they found out that it didn't work, you cannot emulate through BlueStacks, they actually did cancel that whole campaign there. So yeah, as of right now, they just want to stop all the emulation, and I assume controllers as well, which I do believe is to provide fairness across the board on that platform. It is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Next up here is the standard non-Raid Zone highlights. So they have temporarily changed the texture of the lunar spawn. That is due to texture loss on certain devices. So the lunar spawn has some character effects that have been temporarily removed for stability performance. But they do mention a permanent fix is in progress, and then effects will be re-enabled once resolved. I do think that some of the unfortunate or cons for games to be on a mobile platform is they unfortunately kind of have to do things like this. Although I would argue they should have even separate assets between the two. If that's the case, I really don't like when games get held back by the mobile platforms or even console in general. Yeah, it is what it is though. It does get a broader audience overall, and I'm sure has brought in a plethora of new players. Next up here, we do have the Deviated secure scenario, specific to those fixes, where there was issues with camp crafting. They also fixed that bounce crash issue. There was gear that you couldn't equip. The detection range has been modified, where they have reduced the wild deviation detection range from excessively long to intended values. Have recognized that sometimes. Electric Eel Ultimate was doing some abnormal damage, and they also had issues with the arena metal drops being abnormal. Again, some players were able to farm up a ton of those, and there was even some level farming stuff there too. Not exactly sure what that entailed, but hopefully they did fix that. They've also done an increase to the gear durability in the secure scenario. Very nice there. It really hurts to have to repair your gear. Resources are very hard to obtain in this scenario, so super happy about that. Dreamcatcher behavior now can join battles passively, and the Weaver gym has been rebalanced. Now it only slows deviations, that doesn't entangle them anymore. They did do that fix a while back, but they're just relisting it here. Again, you still can entangle some deviations like the cat, but it does seem like that's mostly been fixed across the board. Jumping over here, we did have some community updates. The first one is actually another Fair Play announcement, where they have banned a total of 159 players. 92 of those were for cheating, and 59 were for suspended alt accounts. So pretty cool there. They are still banning players, and they are still fairly proactive on that. Of course, it's become a lot less over time, where it used to be several thousands when the game was very much popping off. Now those cheaters are finally leaving for good, it seems, and we're only getting some to reoccur. Next up here, as I mentioned, there are some rewards that are going away, and that is with the new scenario. So they do mention here, this is the last week you can participate, where if you submit feedback to the new scenario or for the new scenario, you can get yourself a 3-day meta pass and 100 Mitsuko marks. You can get these rewards once per account. They're also going to do a lucky draw with the material skin Florix Cabin. 5 winners with that one there. And then another random draw for excellent feedback. They don't give a cap here, but they say players whose suggestions are deemed excellent by the devs will receive a 15-day meta pass and avatar Dragon Sister. Again, winners will be announced at the end of this event, and that actually does end when this season or the new season starts. I'll leave a link to this post down below where you can submit the feedback. That way you can enter if you wanted to do so. They also have a little bit of a voting competition here, where they do say Meta's Lunar Revelry or the Lunar Oracle, that it's been about 2 weeks since the Blood Moon returned, and they want to know how it's going so far. Do you enjoy the new Lunar Revelry, or do you miss the classic Lunar Oracle, and which one stands out to you? So they do want to hear some feedback there if you want to give it to them. Again, I'll link to that post as well down below. Overall, it should about cover for today's video. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and until the next one, deuces.